like to welcome you all to the webinar today, which is being hosted jointly by the National Dialogue Forum and Gallup Pakistan. My name is Bilal Gilani. I'm the Executive Director at Gallup Pakistan. This is a series of webinars that we're doing. We wanted to take the benefit of the crisis times and gather individuals and opinion makers such as yourself on various issues and try to come up with policy recommendations that can be helpful not just for the government but also for every one of us in the civil society as well. Today's session is on education and e-learning and how Corona and COVID times are currently affecting education, and what are the possible implications of this in future for education in Pakistan. We have a very esteemed panelist. Uh, Madam Mehnaz Akbar Aziz is a member of the National Assembly and convener of Special Committee on Child Rights. She has vast experience in early childhood development. We have Dr. Ishtiaq Ahmed, who is Vice Chancellor of the University of Sargodha, which is the largest public sector university in Punjab. We have Aisha Kasuri, who is an educationist with expertise in international education and education policy. We have Javeria Sethi, who is an educationist and founder of Edopia School, which she likes to refer as not a school but a community. So it's wonderful to have all of you. The Corona times presents for education, but in fact for every other field an opportunity as well. Most crisis times provide an opportunity to change habits. As behavioral science tells us, habits are the fundamental ways through which most people and institutions perform. So the crisis provides us an opportunity to reflect and look at education in Pakistan. We are from a developing country, so when we look at education, even in the pre-corona times, there were quite a number of things that were amiss in education sector. When we say education sector, we looking at primary, secondary, and tertiary education. So one of the key points that we want to discuss is to particularly try to understand how the experience of education as policymakers, as educationists, has been till now in the Corona time. So universities and schools have tried to shift online and do remote learning. How has that experience been? Moving forward, how can education be transformed with e-learning as well as other approaches that are possible using this crisis time? So I'd start with Honorable Mehnaz Akbar and ask her for her opinion on how Corona times provides an opportunity for education in Pakistan, and how do you see the use of online education in Corona that has been implemented by schools as well as universities, and do you see that improving in the future?
Thank you, Bilal. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First of all, I would like to emphasize that when we are dealing with children, तो सब बच्चे एक से नहीं हैं. So we are एक तो बिल्कुल streamlined and organized schools हैं, जैसे इडोपिया होगा या बीकन हाउस स्कूलिंग सिस्टम होगा और मुख्तलिफ या इवन यूनिवर्सिटीज होंगी जो कि स्कूल टू चाइल्ड बहुत अच्छे तरीके से ये अपने ऑनलाइन कर रहे हैं. दूसरी तरफ हमारे पास देखिए ऑलरेडी 22 मिलियन चिल्ड्रन हैव बीन आउट ऑफ स्कूल. So और उसकी शरह बढ़ जाएगी. I'm talking about people in my constituency. I'm talking about the larger population. I would like to focus on those already marginalized and not having access to online education system or their schooling systems providing them with government ने federal level पे what they've started is tele तालीम. पंजाब ने भी कुछ इसी तरह की चीज शुरू की है, but we do not have any evidence कि is it reaching all of the children and what is the feedback, what is the evaluation. The situation has changed for the children in the villages and in the rural areas. You know, from if they were going to school, now they're at home. And if in the home environment the parent needs to be involved, और उस parent की बहुत ज़्यादा हमें training की ज़रूरत है. I will again re-emphasize your point that of course this is an opportunity, but इस opportunity को हम एक brush stroke में नहीं treat कर सकते. It's not one for all, in my opinion, and that's the reality also. And we will have to look at various realities and how do we respond to those various realities, and short-term strategies and long-term strategies as well. और जहां तक ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन का ताल्लुक है, उसमें आप किस तरीके से एवेल्युएट करेंगे, किस तरीके से स्टैंडर्डाइज करेंगे, एंड स्पेशली इन द जो सीनियर ग्रेड्स होते हैं, जो आयशा ज्यादा बेहतर बता सकती हैं कि उसमें किस तरीके से आप उसको स्ट्रीमलाइन करते हैं. ये क्राइसिस सिर्फ पाकिस्तान का नहीं है, ये क्राइसिस पूरी दुनिया का है इस वक्त, और ख़ास तौर पे उन बच्चों का जिन्होंने अब इंटरनेशनल यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में जाना था, उन्होंने सेट के एग्ज़ाम्स देने थे और इस तरह की चीज़, और आगे जाके भी बिलाल देखें इसका हमें चीज़ें क्लियर नहीं नज़र आ रही, मगर जो कमिंग बैक to our children who are marginalized and in rural areas, तो हमें अब रेडियो को देखना पड़ेगा, हमें अब व्हाट्सएप, देखिए सारे जो हमारे मेरी अपनी कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी में जो लोग हैं वो व्हाट्सएप इस्तेमाल करते हैं, हम व्हाट्सएप को किस तरीके से इस्तेमाल करेंगे इसमें. तो हमें सिर्फ ऑनलाइन के अलावा ऑनलाइन कोई नहीं देखना, उसके अलावा भी जो we have to reach out to maximum number of children as a result of this opportunity that has been provided by COVID-19.
थैंक यू सो मच. इश्तियाक साहब, आप कुछ बताएंगे इस मामले पे?
चूँकि यानी मैं तो सिर्फ एजुकेशन सेक्टर में यूनिवर्सिटी को डील कर रहा हूँ, और हायर एजुकेशन का जो एक्सपीरियंस है, ख़ास तौर पे जो दिस न्यू सिचुएशन जो कि अनअवॉइडेबल है और इसके ऊपर कोई ना कोई हमें पॉजिटिव रिस्पॉन्सेस करने थे. तो एक तो मेरी ऑब्जर्वेशन ये है कि आई शेयर योर argument fundamentally, and I think that is the crux of what has happened at this university. जो हमारी decision making या transition हमने की है, वो ये है कि every challenge has a great opportunity. The greater the challenge, the bigger the opportunity. And in situations जो कि काफी uncertain हो, तो one has to have the ability to think ahead. Or even otherwise, in digital age, हमें जो चीज़ इमेजिन करनी चाहिए, वो इमेजिन हमें ये करनी चाहिए कि आप 10 साल अपने आप को आगे प्लेस करें, and then you imagine कि what kind of a world we will be living in. ये इमेजिनेशन हमें तो यहाँ पे हमने शेयर की हुई थी ऑलरेडी 2-3 साल से, सो इसीलिए हम काफ़ी सारे अपने फंक्शंस तो थे, चाहे वो एडमिशंस हो, एग्जामिनेशन हो, और कोई फाइनेंशियल एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव, वो हम आहिस्ता आहिस्ता डिजिटाइज कर रहे थे. So unlike majority of the public sector universities across all the provinces in Pakistan, it was relatively easier for us to deal with this challenge head on, and within the first week move at least 30% of our departments and programs online. क्योंकि इशू ये था कि स्प्रिंग सेमेस्टर ऑलरेडी ऑन, अब एकदम से गवर्नमेंट डिसाइड्स लॉकडाउन. अब सिर्फ पाकिस्तान की सिचुएशन नहीं, ग्लोबल है, हर जगह ये हुआ. तो हमने उस वक्त डिसाइड किया, बड़ा डिबेट एंड डिस्कस किया, एंड देन वी लुक्ड एट आवर ओन कैपेसिटी. द ओनली प्रॉब्लम वाज, will we be able to motivate our students? Number is 25,000. Faculty number is more than 700. आप इनको मोटिवेट आप कर सकेंगे? बाकी चले फंक्शंस तो हमने डिजिटाइज कर दिए, लेकिन फर्स्ट टाइम है कि ये ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन पे हम शिफ्ट कर रहे हैं. तो आई थिंक वो इनिशियल जो हमारे डिस्कशन थी, विद इन 2 weeks वी वर एबल टू गो ऑनलाइन, और द एक्सपीरियंस दैट वी हैव हैड in the past 2+ months that I can share with you जब discussion आगे move कर.
हम कुछ थोड़ा सा flip flop करेंगे between primary, secondary education as well as tertiary education. But at the end of the day, I think the challenges that we're talking about are to some extent very common as well, because we're talking about students, we're talking about learnings, and so to that extent it is similar. Aisha, आप कुछ बताएंगी how do you see the current shift? I mean, a lot of what happened was a very knee-jerk reaction, and I mean, people did not really have the luxury to plan for it. People who were planning before were able to manage it well, but others had no time to plan. आपके ख्याल से जो private sector education है पाकिस्तान में, how has that been planning for such online or e-learning or distance learning or digital means of educating their children? और उनकी जो preparedness थी, has that been tested adequately in this crisis? And if you were to do a pros and cons of how well they have risen to the occasion, what would be your understanding of that?
Thank you. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. One of the things that I want to start with before I get to private institutions is that this is a global issue, and हम लोगों ने जो चीज़ देखनी है वो ये देखनी है कि this global issue doesn't become a class issue. कि private schools और public sector के बीच में इतना ज़्यादा gap आ जाए जो कि पहले से ही बहुत ज़्यादा है. Just like my esteemed colleagues on this panel said, disruptions in education are always a time to think about the future and what things we're doing, but it's also a time to look at the past and look at how we have reacted to emergencies in the past before. 2010 में हमारे मुल्क में इतने बड़े floods आए थे, उसमें तकरीबन 20 million IDPs थे. उधर उस टाइम भी के पास quality education नहीं थी, और मेरा ख्याल उससे भी अभी तक हम recover ही नहीं किए. उसके अलावा अगर आप देखें तो you can look at the rest of the world for different models for what they're doing in areas where they are children who can't afford quality education. So अगर आप models देखें, UNESCO की site पे बहुत हैं, there's other NGOs and things जो काम कर रहे हैं, उसके अगर आप देखें तो responses काफी देर से हम prepare कर रहे हैं in a way for this kind of thing. There is a lot of institutions have looked at the digital platform, जो कि वैसे ही digitize हो रहा था. Distant learning was not something out of the you know कि हम लोग सोच भी नहीं सकते कि हो रहा है, तो वो तो हो ही रहा था. उसके अलावा in countries like Nigeria, in other third world countries, there was already they had set, because you see part of global issues is कि जब आप वो team बनाते हैं तो पहले आप प्रिवेंट कैसे करें, फिर प्रिपेयर कैसे करें, फिर रिकवरी कैसे करें. तो उस मॉडल के अंदर उन्होंने देखा हुआ था कि पीपल जिनके पास एक्सेस नहीं है टू जो प्राइवेट स्कूल्स के बच्चों के पास एक्सेस हो सकती है टू इंटरनेट और कंप्यूटर्स एंड ऑल, उनके लिए एसएमएस, रेडियो, जिसे मिस नाज ने कहा, सबके पास व्हाट्सएप है. तो ये चीजें काफी देर से चल रही हैं. आई थिंक दिस इज द टाइम दैट वी नीड टू स्टॉप एंड टेक स्टॉक ऑफ वेयर वी आर. One of the things that I felt for a very long time is कि हम लोग सारे इतना अच्छा काम करते हैं मगर पॉकेट्स में. हमने कभी अपनी पाकिस्तान के अंदर सब काम करना चाहते हैं, कहते हैं मैं ये काम कर रहा हूँ या मैं ये काम कर रही हूँ. We've never really connected the dots. There's so much good stuff happening in little pockets, and really we need to connect all these dots and see कि उसके अंदर से हम क्या data derive कर सकते हैं. आपने भी बोला there is जो अभी तक numbers हैं 22 million जो बच्चे हैं आउट ऑफ स्कूल वो प्राइमरी लेवल पे हैं. फिर उसके बाद वो कहते हैं 13 million हैं जो सेकेंडरी लेवल पे हैं, और टर्शियरी लेवल पे मेरे ख्याल 1.5 million का नंबर दिया हुआ है. ये डेटा आई एम नॉट क्वेश्चनिंग इट, आई डोंट नो हाउ दे अराइव्ड एट दिस, बट चले, दिस इज व्हाट यूनेस्को सेज दैट द नंबर इज. तो अब हमें देखना है कि अब इसको हम फिक्स कैसे करें. ऑन अ प्राइवेट स्कूल लेवल देखें, उधर तो लाइक आई सेड देयर इज एक्सेस टू इंटरनेट. एक घर के अंदर सेवरल लैपटॉप्स भी हैं. Parents are a little bit more educated to do homeschooling with their children. Hame, I think at this point, if we just look at the people on this panel, so one of the major forces that can change and help us through this crisis are mothers and women right now at home who are with their children who can take this a step further. So we need to be looking at how do we empower those women? How do we go to local levels and create सबसे पहले authentic material जो कि आप pass कर सकें इन लोगों को जिसके अंदर गलत information ना हो. There's so much misinformation right now. मैं तो आधे time यही डर रही होती हूँ कि misinformation सुन के लोग शायद इस पेंडेमिक में और ज्यादा खराबी हो जाए बिकॉज मास्क पहने ना पहने ग्लव पहने ना पहने बच कितनी डिस्टेंस. सो आई थिंक मटेरियल्स एट द डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल्स बिल्कुल डिस्पर्स होना चाहिए. उसके बाद देन वी मूव अप. In terms of, let me get back to your question. This is just something I wanted to say. As far as private schools are concerned, I think our response has been excellent. I have two children who are in private schools right now. दोनों मेरे बच्चे बहुत देर engaged भी रहते हैं. मगर उसके लिए भी मैं ये कहना चाहती हूँ कि घर के अंदर एक atmosphere create करना होता है. You have to give importance to education. आप बच्चों बस आप private school के ऊपर नहीं छोड़ सकते कि बस उन्होंने कुछ online किया और हमने कर लिया. आपको environment create करें. आपको घर के अंदर कहें कि 2 घंटे ये सिर्फ हम पढ़ाई करेंगे. Whether that is what the school has provided or whether it's some reading that I want the children to do. My daughter, मेरी बेटी जो है सबसे बड़ी वो कॉलेज में है और उनका समर सेशन होना था. वो सब कुछ ऑनलाइन पे हो गया. जब मैं उससे पूछती हूँ, although she is very busy all day, but again she says, you know, that level of communication is not there. वो जिस तरह डिबेट करते थे, जिस तरह फीडबैक मिलती थी उनको, वो नहीं है वहाँ पे. It seems like a waste of sort of, you know, resources to just sit around and do this, and they can't sustain this over a long period of time because humans and especially children need other children in order to grow and to learn. So sorry for rambling. I said a lot, but I don't know if I answered your question.
You did. That's what I was looking for. Javeria, I haven't explored too much of detail about what you're trying to do differently with Edopia. But when I looked up, what I found was you wanted to call it not a school, but a community. And I really like the idea of this mutual learning in which everyone gets together, the parents, the students, the teachers, the administrators, and they get together to create an atmosphere in which everyone learns and everyone is able to correct each other in this atmosphere. But at the same time, when I look at the COVID situation where everything has gone remote, I see that models such as yours may be affected because they were trying to create a community, and with online and distance learning, you can create a community, but with a very different feeling to it. So how do you see your model going forward? And maybe it would be of interest to others to know a little bit about what Edopia is and how you're trying to do it differently.
Sure. Assalamualaikum. Basically, Edopia itself, it's a small community of learners. जिसमें adults भी हैं, बच्चे भी हैं, and we are a democratic space, we're a progressive space. जो basic difference है Edopia का as compared to a more traditional school, I would say it's the gift of space and time जो बच्चों को दिया जाता है to pursue their own interests, and explore their own interests and then pursue them. And obviously the sense of community where you have a lot of mixed age learning. I would say it's a very protected, जैसे neighborhoods होते थे पुराने ज़माने में, streets होती थी जहाँ पे children would come together, play together in mixed age settings and learn together. It's something very similar to that. Now, how has that been impacted, and overall generally Pakistan का अगर हम scenario देखें, so where are we as compared to the world? अगर आप दुनिया में देखें तो there are other places in the world जहाँ पे schools दोबारा आहिस्ता खुलना शुरू हो रहे हैं. But most of those places like Denmark, Taiwan, Norway, most of these places are places जहाँ पर community level पे cases अब नहीं report हो रहे या कम report हो रहे हैं. So they are now taking those steps towards reopening the schools as well. But wherever you are looking at it, हर जगह पे this is a phased out. This is a process that's going to happen in a lot of different phases. So, for instance, डेनमार्क में उन्होंने छोटे बच्चों को पहले बुलाया है, whereas in Germany high schools पहले open हो रहे हैं, but no one is going all in because everyone has to be very very cautious, बहुत एहतियात से मोहतात तरीके से अब schools या learning को resume करना होगा. As far as how our community is impacted, like I said, it's a very small community and it's a community where people do have digital access. So ऐसा नहीं है कि हमारी online learning ज़्यादा compromise हुई थी because people do have access, families understand कि बच्चों को किस तरह help करना है. But despite that, although उनके academic needs जो हैं वो इतनी ज़्यादा significantly compromised नहीं हुई, you do sense that this is not, you know, all that a child needs or all that the children would want, which sort of makes us all question what is the purpose of schools, you know, कि अगर उनकी academic needs, उनकी ABC, counting, addition, subtraction, all of those things are still being taken care of even in the private schools like ours, yeah, in other places, yet the children are missing out on something major, and that's the social interaction, and that sort of refers to all the other purposes that a school is supposed to serve. So अगर हम हमारे जैसे स्कूल के लेवल पे देखें तो yes, we do feel that the children are missing that immersion and that context dependent learning that they used to have, because अब बहुत stand alone होना शुरू हो गई हैं चीजें. But at the same time अगर हम government sector की तरफ भी देखते हैं तो वहाँ पे you know, COVID is definitely going to present an opportunity because this is something new, and when it's new, then the solutions are going to be new as well. But we cannot expect it just because we have COVID, the disparities that we had or the problems that we had before that, they're going to just vanish. You know, they are still going to be there. So even government systems before COVID, अगर हम देखें तो जो stats हमारे पास हैं, 75% of the children at the age of 10 were not reading even before that. So you're talking about fifth graders जो कि इतने साल स्कूल जाने के बावजूद एक सेंटेंस in any language, उनकी अपनी नेटिव लैंग्वेज या इंग्लिश में नहीं पढ़ सकते थे, नहीं सीख सकते थे. तो फिर क्या पर्पस सर्व कर रहा था स्कूल जिसको हमने दोबारा से ढूंढना है और रीएक्टिवेट करना है. So for a lot of people in the government sector, school was that safe haven that was sort of protecting children from child labor. It was protecting them from child marriages. It was protecting them from at times violence at home, you know, and it was also providing that healthy environment of play to the children, of interacting with each other and sort of building on those notions of pre-existing learning जो कि बच्चों की आपस में उनकी because of the diversity of age groups that they interact with, जो एक दूसरे से सीख रहे थे. So these are some of the questions that need to be looked into right now. कि स्कूल का पर्पस क्या था, and अगर हमने अपनी लर्निंग को कंटिन्यू रखना है तो ऑब्वियसली हर सोशियो इकोनॉमिक स्ट्रैटा के लिए दिस वुड मीन अ डिफरेंट थिंग. आई पर्सनली फील द टेली स्कूल इनिशिएटिव जो कि गवर्नमेंट ऑफ पाकिस्तान के मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एजुकेशन का, इट्स अ वेरी गुड वन. एंड टू बी ऑनेस्ट, जिस तरह I just feel कि you know पता नहीं ये पहले क्यों नहीं हुआ. This should have happened a long time ago because सबसे बड़ा मसला जो हमारे मुल्क में है, that's an education problem that we have. That's a language problem rather, कि medium of instruction English है, teachers की language वो नहीं है, बच्चों की भी वो language नहीं है. So a lot of people are not able to access whatever is in the textbooks and whatever is written, the written material, beyond just barely being able to read it out, but without comprehension. So teletalim या tele, I think if we are able to produce the right content, different one, we might actually be able to educate children in a fashion where they learn in a setting far better than what they were doing in schools before that. So if that aspect is now taken care of, then the question is then how the community aspect will be taken care of. How will we fulfill the other purposes जिसके लिए school बनता है? So the way we are looking at it right now for our own school is that in terms of their academic needs, we do feel that because of the privilege that the children have over here, वो उनकी meet हो रही हैं. But now we have to come up with ways in which the community aspect can be rekindled or re-established. And उसके लिए भी जिस तरह हमने across all these 6 years देखा है, we have looked at time and space very flexibly. हमारे लिए 6 घंटे का दिन होना कभी भी लाजमी नहीं होता है. बच्चों को 6 घंटे एक ही कुर्सी पे बिठा के एक बोर्ड के सामने बिठा के पैसिवली लर्न कराना, has never been something that we have strongly believed in. So for us, now we have to come up with ways कि बच्चे जो हैं अपनी social interaction जो कि उनकी social emotional learning के लिए बहुत important है, उसको किस तरह rekindle करेंगे, and what will be the new face of this community. That's something that we are constantly thinking about and seeing कि अच्छा, will children only come on a rotation basis to school? Will we use spaces differently? Can we actually leverage on the outdoors a lot more? Can we use, excursions to say, because we are close in Islamabad, Samagla Hills and other places, to make up for, that on ground activity जो होती है उनकी sports related या physical activity, even otherwise interacting with each other. So we are right now thinking about those things. And I think these are the kind of things that even on a larger scales can be thought about. So what is that we have lost right now that we need to regain, and what is it that we need to do in order to regain those aspects of child's life or learning?